The double super effective Powder Snow's tearing through Dragonite tie. Going to be looking for the one shield Powder Snow farm all the way down. The opponent throws the super power looking to minimise our farm, but Froslass has so much energy. Back out comes Togekiss, we throw one Powder Snow and the first avalanche, forcing the opponent's first Protect Shield. Froslass says there's plenty more of where that came from, reaches the second avalanche, and it's time to get that Togekiss off my screen. Welcome back to the channel. You wouldn't be on my channel if we wasn't featuring my good friend Ty, the king of entertainment, and he is bringing us an incredibly spicy pick in the Ultra League Premier Cup with a very heavily XL'd Shadow Froslass. The Ice Queen Froslass is more commonly seen in the Great League, especially in themed cups or limited metas, stuff like Halloween Cup. This thing is an absolute monster. We don't commonly see it too often in the Ultra League, especially not in its shadow form because of how ridiculously hard it is to get one. However, with that being said, is it going to be any good? Well, there's only one way to find out. Without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game one, Ty leads Dr. Squidward into Gliscopod. Tentacruel pretty much dominates all other water types, not named Lantern, because it is insanely bulky this season. It has been slightly nerfed to Scald. Not only has a 30% chance to lower the opponent's attack, whereas last season it was a 50-50 coin flip. The opponent fired off the X-Scissor. If you're Gliscopod in this matchup and you've got Liquidation or X-Scissor, I'd go for the stab Liquidations, which the opponent did do the second time, fishing for that debuff chance. The opponent can literally throw whatever they like, and Ty is going to be able to poison jab farm them all the way down and leave at 100 energy. The opponent thinking about what they want to send out. Out comes Charizard, and we're going for the bad manners. Full sending the Blizzard. Blizzard forces the Protect Shield, and we see our first look at Froslass. Shout out to Baby Girl, always making a cameo appearance whenever we feature Ty's battles. Ty respects the Blast Burn, gets baited with the Dragon Claw, but undeterred, he's going to return fire with the Avalanche. The opponent already down one Protect Shield, petrified of Froslass, invests their final Protect Shield. Ty looking to go all in on Froslass. Shields up the Blast Burn, Ty can out over farm before firing off the Avalanche, which is going to be massive overkill. Shadow and Shadow Crime, that'd probably kill Charizard and all its relatives. The opponent's final Pokemon is Trevenant, and Froslass is going to sweep the back line. GG's, and thanks for playing. Heading into the next battle, we see the big squid into Pidgeot. Even if the opponent wants to YOLO a Brave Bird, Tentacruel, excuse my French, literally couldn't give a crap as it is insanely bulky. However, this opponent, much like all Pidgeot users, very horny for the debuff, throw the Feather Dance, double debuff in our attack, but the Blizzard still lands for huge damage. Ty then aggressively pivots into Froslass, getting the snipe, and he's met by yet another Gliscopod. Ty farms up to the Shadow Ball, baits with the Avalanche. Ty, evidently the best masturbator in the world. We've now very quickly found ourselves in liquidation range, but Ty's like, nah. This is a Froslass showcase. I'm going to invest the Protect Shield and look to land the Shadow Ball. Does the opponent respect the damage? Oh, boo, Mr. Opponent. Despite me personally being very disappointed that Froslass didn't claim another victim, Ty very much finds himself in the driver's seat, as we can send out Squidward, essentially using it as the third and fourth shield to absorb all of this Gliscopod's energy. Clefable didn't even enter the first battle, so perhaps it's going to do something in this matchup, although I think Squidward very much about to steal the spotlight, as you already know what time it is. Ty going to shield up the Frenzy Plant. We've got the Blizzard locked and loaded. It's going to be high Venusaur, bye Venusaur. Get that Venusaur off my screen. Tentacruel claims another big boom. Clefable finally enters the battlefield to get the broom out and sweep up. The opponent fires off the Liquidation. We easily withstand the damage, reach the Moonblast, and that is going to be all she wrote. GG's, and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we see Dragonite in the lead. Ty, buddy, how the hell do you play this game with these notifications going off left, right, and centre? If you had £1 million and you could call anyone and they had to pick up for you to win, don't call me, as my phone is always on Do Not Disturb, and I'm essentially the hardest man in the world to get hold of. Although I've got distracted, the opponent fired off the Dragon Claw. We withstood the damage, return fire with the Scald, forcing the Protect Shield. We see the aggressive pivot into Froslass, and our Froslass save switch is met by the Kentucky Fried Chicken, Bird of Death. Ty fires off the Avalanche. Avalanche forces the Protect Shield. The Firebird looks for the farm down, but Froslass says no. Reaches the second Avalanche. Avalanche lands for massive damage. Despite us being an Ice type into a Fire type, Froslass absolutely popping off. Ty now sends out Tentacruel, looking to force some energy off Talonflame. The opponent fire off the Flame Charge. Flame Charge just doesn't get the job done, despite us being in the red. That is just how tick this squid is. We see the pivot into Clefable, upper Protect Shield. Clefable is going to have no problem cleaning up. We go straight for the Moonblast. That does around 50% of the Jellicent's HP. Again, we're getting notifications left, right, and centre, but Ty isn't getting anywhere near as distracted as I am. We tank the Shadow Ball, fire off the second Moonblast, get that Jellicent off my screen. Dragonite is going to die to one Fairy Wind, and Ty picks up the dub. In the next battle, we see a great lead. Tentacruel into Charizard. The opponent save switches into their own squid, and this is by far one of the most boring mirror matches you'll ever see. So while we're seeing this boring matchup play out, it's time for a little story time. There's actually one mirror match in Ultra League that's even more boring than this squid on squid action, and that is Lapras on Lapras action when you're both running double legacy with Ice Shard and Ice Beam. If you don't have Skull Bash, that matchup will honestly take you around 6 years. I've only been timed that in GBL 3 times in the entire time. It's over 21,000 battles for me personally. And my god, were they some of the worst battles of my life. However, returning to the commentary, Ty fires off the Avalanche, securing the knockout on Tentacruel. We are down to Protect Shield. We do have energy good to go on both Froslass and our big squid. Out comes Charizard. Charizard not going to appreciate this neutral Avalanche. Avalanche forces the opponent's first Protect Shield. Ty looks to fire off the second Avalanche. The opponent throws on charge attack priority, however that is only a Dragon Claw, as it only thrown 6 wing attacks. Froslass withstands the damage, reaches the Avalanche, forcing the final Protect Shield. Ty then goes that wham bam combo play, serves up the Big Mac and the Fry Scald, almost knocks out one more Poison Jab, gets the job done. The opponent's final Pokemon is Kingdra. We did look to reach the Blizzard, which we didn't get, but regardless, this is just game over. There really is nothing the opponent can throw that will do any meaningful damage to Clefable. Look how unimpressed it was by that double resisted outrage. Ty returns fire with the Moonblast, and that is going to be all she wrote. GG's, and thanks for playing. Heading into the next battle. Hi Togekiss, meet your worst nightmare. The opponent says no thank you, say switch into Dragonite, and Ty responds with Froslass, the double super effective Powder Snows, tearing through Dragonite. Ty looks for the one shield Powder Snow farm all the way down. The opponent throws the superpower, looking to minimise our farm. However, Ty has so much energy. Back out comes Togekiss, we fire off one Powder Snow and the first Avalanche, forcing the opponent's first Protect Shield. Froslass able to reach the second Avalanche. The second Avalanche secures the knockout. Get that stupid fluffy cloud off my screen. The opponent's final Pokemon is Excadrill. We send back out Tentacruel. Unless this opponent's an absolute Spice Lord running Earthquake, we're easily going to survive a drill run. Ty tanks the damage, returns fire with the Scald, which will be forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield. We then pivot into Clefable. Clefable can only hit Excadrill for resisted, but Excadrill, even though this one isn't Shadow, cannot tank a hit for shit. Despite Excadrill being very glassy, one Moonblast won't quite be lethal, so the safest play here would be just to double Meteor Mash Ty, invest the final Protect Shield, blocking up the incoming drill run, fires off the first Meteor Mash. You can see 2 Meteor Mashes will easily knock out. To be honest, maybe even 1 Moonblast would knock out the pitiful defense stat of Excadrill, and Ty is going to emerge victorious. GG's, and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we've got a case of deja vu, as we see another very annoying Togekiss in the lead. Yes, I did call it Togekiss, because I hate Charmers, and Togekiss is just something that rhymes with Togekiss. The opponent save switch into Swampert, shield the Scald, then don't even build up to an Earthquake Trainer. You're going to be so disappointed with that pitiful damage output. Ty then save switches into Clefable. We did actually manage to get the 30% chance of lowering Swampert's attack, so the super spammy Swampert isn't actually all that threatening. Clefable easily going to be able to tank 2 debuffed Hydro Cannons. Ty tanks both, looks to return fire with the Moonblast. Moonblast isn't quite going to be lethal. Hopefully it puts it into Fairy Wind farm down range. It doesn't quite do that, so Ty is going to have to invest a Protect Shield. If he wants to get the farm down, it looks like that's exactly what he's looking to do. Ty gets the farm down, leaves it almost 100 energy. I think we're actually at 100. We've got double Meteor Mash. I doubt the opponent shields this. Meteor Mash goes unshielded. Ty then looks to snipe with Froslass, and out comes Blaziken. The win con from here is pretty easy. I was going to say just full send the Shadow Ball, guarantee the shield or the knockout, and then we could just scold him for the dub. Ty goes for the bait. The opponent recognise their win con, is calling the bait. However, I don't think even that bait call is going to save him, as Squidward is just far too tick. Ty fires off the Scald. Scald forces the final protection. The opponent is going to have to Brave Bird or run Legacy Stone Edge. Holy. Shout out this opponent running Legacy Stone Edge. Stone Edge does secure the knockout, but Clefable has the Meteor Mash banked and Ty picks up the dub. GG's to that opponent. In the next battle, we see a pretty neutral lead. Venusaur does outpace us, but the bulk advantage is very much with Squidward. Ty tanks the Frenzy Plant. Do we full send? Just YOLO it, Ty. Ty does YOLO the Blizzard. Does the opponent respect the damage? Another boom shielded. Unfortunately, Tentacruel doesn't get to land another Blizzard, but we have set Froslass up with shield advantage. Frenzy Plant does secure the knockout. If I was Ty, just go for the one shield, Powder Snow Farm all the way down. And what really wants to see a loaded Froslass Ty. Shields up the Frenzy Plant. The opponent look to reach another. They don't get there. The opponent sends out Greninja that in theory does wall Froslass, but these moves are no joke. You can see the resisted Avalanche does almost half their health. This next Avalanche with the residual Powder Snows is almost going to knock out. So Ty actually forces the final protection and we see the pivot into Clefable. Luckily for us, the opponent's Charizard is on Dragon Breath. Clefable usually pretty dreadful into Charizard unless you're a Spice Lord. Running either Psychic or this season Swift, although I think Swift is an absolutely terrible move. Ty does have to be mindful that Greninja has a whole heap of energy. Both Charizard and Greninja hit like trucks. Ty, no shields, calling the bait. What a call. Surely this one's the Blast Burn, right? Ty last second. Investor Protect Shield. Holy crap, that was actually an overheat. Ty looks for the farm down. The opponent not wanting to get farmed down. Look to snipe with Greninja and Ty catches. Back onto Froslass. Hydro Cannon secures the knockout. Clefable has the Moonblast bank. Moonblast, massive overkill. Charizard is going to get Fairy Wind farmed down and Ty takes that game. In the next battle, we see Jellicent in the lead, somewhat of a core breaker. Early in the video I said Tentacruel dominates most water types not named Lantern. It also struggles into Jellicent. However, this matchup isn't anywhere near as bad as you might think, especially if you manage to get a few cheeky attack drops for the road. Ty actually pivots out into Clefable, which is the Pokemon with the best matchup into Jellicent. We correctly shield the Shadow Ball. The opponent looks to stay in. They correctly shield up the Moonblast in return. The opponent is getting some lag and they send out Charizard. This one also running Fire Spin. I think Wing Attack is the correct move, although Fire Spin did get buffed a few seasons ago, so it isn't the worst. However, this opponent is getting so much weak connection. It's great to see we're now in Season 19 and the game still doesn't function as intended. For those of you wondering what rank I'm at or where are my battles from this season, I've played absolutely zero, not a single battle, and that is because I'd get very tilted if I was playing and getting all these issues. However, of course, I am going to start battling. I've been working very hard to figure out how to stream on YouTube, so you're going to get to see me tilt live on stream, hopefully next week. Despite the opponent having pretty good counters for our team, the amount of lag they've had in this battle has actually set Ty up with a very good opportunity to win this battle. We're in the 1-to-1 shield. Ty sends out Froslass and out comes Drapion. Stay in school, kids, and learn to count. Add insult to injury. We catch the crunch onto Clefable. The opponent is going to be forced to throw, or Clefable will reach a charge move. Meteor Mash won't do too much damage. The opponent makes a mistake. In my humble opinion, shielding up a Meteor Mash, of course, Froslass will hit harder with the Avalanche. Avalanche, a very good move. It's a Side Strike clone. However, Drapion is able to withstand the damage. Ty looks to tank the first crunch. Holy crap, that gets us insanely low. Ty finally going to burn the final protection. The opponent actually an Aqua Tail. Can they reach another? It doesn't look like the opponent looks to snipe with Jellicent. Ty has the Avalanche banked and it's going to be Powder Snow versus Poison Sting. Who will prevail? Froslass survives the Poison Sting. Powder Snow farms down and we take that game. Unfortunately, that is going to draw to a close today's showcase. A bit of a shorter video than I normally would post. I haven't quite got into the swing of Season 19, but the regular content will soon be flowing. Huge shout out to Ty for a very fun battle submission. He is always the king of entertainment. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button if you're new. Consider subscribing if you like your battles featured on my channel. A link to the battle submission form is down below. And as always, a huge thank you to everyone for watching. And I'll see you all in the next one.